Hello YouTube, welcome to Market Watch. It's your weekly segment. We're talking the Digimon card game market. I have a lot of cards to cover today, a lot of buyouts, a lot of new things, and just everything in between. A lot of cards, a lot of discussion. There's a lot going on in the Digimon market. It's crazy. There's too many cards for me to talk about. We're finally at that point in the game, and I love to see it. It's really cool. If you guys like this content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell to smash potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos go live. And we always start with the Omnimons, and there's been no real change that I can see. Not really. Nah. The Merciful Mode Altar is squeaking up a little bit, but besides that, everything else is relatively the same. I'm not going to spend much time on it today. Pre-orders! Yeah, $45 for Cross King Shoutmon and $45 for Jessamon GX. Jessamon is nowhere near the same scale as Shoutmon in my opinion, and you only play like 0 to 3 copies most in that deck. This will not be $45. Do not buy your pre-sales of this card. And Shoutmon, it can be used, a top tier variant of the best deck of the format BT10. It can be used, but people aren't using it by the playset. They're not. So I'm expecting both of these secret rares to fall a lot. Anything else in the set also. So just chill out and don't buy the pre-sales. You guys have heard enough of this, right? I'm sure you have. Okay. Did you guys know $3,000 is the cost to buy one of these cases? Now, the most recent sales are, you know, $1,759, $1,700, you know what I mean? But again, if you held on to a couple of cases from back in the day, like, you know, we've been talking about, you're going to get rewarded. Just saying. All right, Groundmon, particularly the Gen Con 2022 promos. Yes, more DC Grand Prix were announced, which means there'll be more of these cards flying around. If you don't have your copies of these cards yet, wait a little bit. You'll be able to buy them for cheaper later. That's all. Lydramon, same with the regionals. There are going to be more regionals happening with these cards. Make sure you just hold off a little bit. Make sure, don't. There's no reason to get this yet. Technically, this isn't the max rarity either. It's the champion stamp is the max rarity, but yeah, there you go. All right, moving right along, we have Magnum Angemon alternate art. Kind of close to buyout. Kind of. 20 listings. I don't think that people are going to spend the money on it, but it is a $60 card right now. And it's not going away anytime soon. It's really not. It'll see play BT10, and the way BT11 is looking, it's also going to see play there, guys. So, is this a good price? I don't know. It might go down a little bit, to be honest, but if it also goes up in price, I would not be super surprised. Impmon, Tamer card set 1 is just going up. Beelzemon Star Deck reveals did not help this card's case at all. It is the max rarity of this card, according to people. Really cool. It's the best art. Got Beelzemon in the background, kind of crazy. It's at a hype price right now. It'll probably go down. Probably go down in price later. All right, Event Pack 3 is out, but it's fresh. Don't buy these singles yet. There is no reason to spend $50 on a Savior Huckmon, for instance, that you only need one copy of. There's going to be a lot of this card flying around and a lot of other cards flying around as well. Don't buy into the hype. Just be patient and you'll be rewarded. Lucemon Chaos Mode is still over 40. You know, while it seems to be a bit of a downturn, people are buying into it again. You know, it might go back down as it's kind of trending right now. Maybe give it some time. Don't spend money on this card just yet. Sestromon Sea Owl alt art buyout occurred. Morbin listed since, but at a very high price. This is one of the better Sestromons in my opinion because of that extra memory and that extra power. Makes it very hard for your Digimon to die to security checks. This is something you might want some copies of, so I hope you had them from back in the day. I remember covering this a long time ago. I remember. They were like 25, 30 bucks. I remember. Sakuyamon and Rika. As you guys know, Sakuyamon Maid Mode comes out and a new black plugin in BT10. They are very good cards. We covered Rika last week because it's kind of close to buyout status. There's 1 page left. There's 11 listings left. You buy these 8 copies of the card right here. It's a $41 card. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the deck is tier 1 by any stretch of the imagination, but it is very good, and it's a snowbally type of deck. Sakuyamon is also seeing similar patterns here, so just be wary with it. Be careful, you know. Agumon, and just for the other one, Labramon too. There's the third guy, the Falcomon. But these are back on the market at lower prices than what they used to be, which is kind of neat. But I do still think you hold a little bit, because we do know the reprint of these cards is coming in some variety. I'm still not prepared to pay this amount of price, or that amount of price for these cards. I'd personally hold on a little bit. Veamon Finalist Stamp had another round of hype buy, and people are going crazy. Crazy people are going. Just wait a little bit. It's not even max rarity. The champion stamp is max rarity. You know, just let's calm down a little bit, okay? There'll be more of these going around, and still a while with BT11, and now people are hyped for All Force. I understand it's a really cool thing, but no. Nah. Nope. Gaiomon is close, again, still, to buyout status. It came like second or third at the regionals and wherever, just this weekend. Deck is still very good, and if you buy these 4, it's a $38 card, and then if you buy these 4, it's a $4 card, and then it's practically gone. Now, you don't need 4 copies of this card by any stretch, but we know that Black War Greymon will see play in BT10, because it is one of the best ways to handle all those annoying tamers that the cross decks play. So, there you go. Think about it. Maybe you play it, maybe you don't. Buy a couple of copies, or wait for it to fall in price. Whatever you want to do. Tai Kamiya, $30. I'm covering this because I believe a reprint is coming. I think. Which could cause the price of this card to fall down a little bit, because it won't be as demanded in such high quantities. So if the reprint does come, which I'm pretty sure it is. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section. But I'm pretty sure the reprint is coming for this. So, yeah. Yep. Dark Nightmon. Not many left. Okay, this deck will not be tier 1, so you can, like, not get your panties in a bunch. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Yes, we have a Dark Nightmon in BT10 that deletes Tamers. That's really cool and all. It's not going to be tier 1, though. It's just not. It's a really good-looking card. I'll give you that. I would not buy into the hype. I would stay away from this card. I would. I think it's going to drop soon. Next, Store Champion cards. I want to talk about a few of these in particular. First of all, did you notice that 4 of the 7 are just garbage? Yeah, they are. They're just poo-poo. They're just poo-poo. Scatter mode next here. As you can see here, there are 11 listings. You do need 4 copies of this card. Would I spend the money on this card yet? I would not, because there are more of these coming, and there's no direct support that Eyes on Scatter mode really belongs in the upcoming future, so I wouldn't worry about it. Cordramon. Oh, some animal went in and cleaned it up. Got a whole bunch of cheap copies, and now this is what's left. I do remember, though, when I posted this when I saw it, it was 50 and 50. So I think someone, like, unlisted and relisted for cheaper or whatever to try to sell it. But this card does see play in BT10 and some security control variants and other decks, as well as EX3 Examon. And it plays 4 of it. It just does. Because Pot of Greed is good, and it's a Cordramon. It's a dragon. It's very important. That being said, EX3 is a little bit of a time period away still, and there are still more store championships. So don't pay $35 for your copies of this card. Don't do it. Hold off a little bit. Maybe you can. I think the days of $15 are probably gone. That's my opinion. But don't pull the trigger unless you want to be the monopoly and finish off this quantity. But I don't recommend that at all. And then finally, the Gilman at $50. Now, again, there's no more support until EX3. We get the red-purple Gilman and the red-purple Wargrowl and all that, and that's cool and all. That's support. Is it enough for that to make Galmon top-tier meta? I doubt it. I doubt it. But I want to compare this to the Tamer Evolution Box Gilman, the same one. I do recall someone that was all like, I think this one's the max rarity because of the art and all that. And I have basically confirmed numbers that there are less quantities of store championship stamp Gilmons than Tamer Box 2 ones. Because there are simply more Tamer Box Evolution Box 2s than there are store championship stamp promos. It's just the way it is. Now, we do have another round of store championships coming, but Nationals is really soon, and your time is running out. I think this goes down a little bit more, but I do think that anyone who doesn't think that this is the max rarity of this card, just on quantity metric alone, probably is, has the brain worms, so to speak. I don't know what the art for this card looks like. I've only seen it briefly before. I do remember it looks kind of cool, but it doesn't stick out to me, you know what I mean? This does stick out to me. I would love a playset of this card. It looks super cool. Super cool. Anyway, that's enough of Gilman talk. Event Pack 2 Argomon is up and up. And while we're talking about Bloom Lord support as well, the Tamer Party Volume 5 Blossomon is also kind of up there. I don't think you pull the trigger on this card yet. I think that you wait for it to calm down a little bit and then buy your copies if you want this card. I just can't justify this kind of price. Someone with deep pockets can cause a buyout. 2, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 17. If someone wants to buy 4 playsets of the card, then you own the market, I guess. But I don't think that's worth it for Blossomon when there'll be more of these. And Argomon, they're still distributing Event Pack 2, so I don't think it's over for this card yet. I think you have time to grab it a little bit cheaper before the deck comes out. Crimson Blaze pre-release stamp. I have mentioned repeatedly that I can see this card going to $20. Happened. It happened. Someone, had a little bit of activity the last few days, it looks like, with a hype on the 24th here. Someone cleaned it up, basically. And now it's a $21, $22 card. The card is really good in Season Meta Play in BT10. I am not surprised. Just make sure you get your copies of this card because it's a pre-release stamp. It is max rarity, and they're not doing BT8 pre-releases anymore, guys. It's over. And speaking of pre-release stamps, the last card I want to talk about is the Sunrise Buster. BT9 pre-release stamp, a little more readily available right now. But as soon as someone buys this $15 card, it's a $20 card. As soon as someone buys that, it's $25. It's within reach. There's been a little bit of sales activity, it looks like. Yeah, a little bit. Nothing crazy. But there's not a lot of these cards in comparison compared to other cards. Pre-release stamp cards are harder to get. And unless this gets like an alternate or something down the road, this will be max rarity. Same with Crimson Blaze. So if you want to play max rarity, red, yellow stuff, whatever, I think you're running out of time. That's all I'm going to say for these cards. Anyway, that's all the cards I wanted to cover on today's Market Watch. I had another freaking 20 cards I could have gone through today, but, there's not enough time in the world, and there's just too many cards for one Market Watch now, which is really cool. The Digimon card game is finally there. So maybe we embrace that and do more Market Watches? I have no idea. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below, and we're out of here. See you later.